This is a great question. If I'm the only anesthesia provider in-house, say for like a 24-hour shift, all my healthcare providers can kind of add in on this. Yes, I do 24-hour shifts sometimes. And I have a call room where I can go in and take a nap if I have a chance. I don't always get a nap, but most of the time there's at some point that I can like close my eyes for some point in time. Particularly when I'm on a 24-hour shift, you never let yourself feel like you actually have to go to the bathroom. So if you're free, you're going pee. Honestly, we joke about all the time that we're like borderline in renal failure your entire shift because you don't want to drink too much water and have to pee during an emergency case or, you know. But I remember one time waking up from, I think it was like 3 a.m. The emergency room called me and they needed me to rush down to attempt to intubate a patient that the respiratory therapist could not get, nor could the emergency room physician get. So they couldn't intubate the patient, so they called anesthesia. We were third in line at this hospital. So I wake up and obviously have to pee because I'd been asleep for like an hour or something, but you know, you can't waste time going pee. So you just run. I mean, I literally sprinted to the emergency room. In layman terms, having to pee or use the bathroom is actually a parasympathetic reflex and process. So actually when you're in fight or flight mode, your body obviously forgets all about those things. And obviously when you're in charge of a human life, you could give two poops about whether you have to pee or not. That instinct has to go, or it does go away. So anyways, during that time, obviously I run into the emergency room. I intubate the patient. I get the intubation on my first try. Also, fun fact, I get a lot of questions about like respiratory therapists. I do not work with respiratory therapists. There's no respiratory therapist in the operating room with us. Anesthesia, the nurse anesthetist is who monitors the ventilator and everything related to ventilation. Sometimes when I'm transporting a patient from the burn unit and they are on like a special bivent and you need an extra pair of hands, the respiratory therapist will transport down to the operating room with you. They're wonderful people, love them. The hospital worked at the time was respiratory therapist. There's always a respiratory therapist, I believe, in most emergency rooms. So they are they tried for this really sick patient and couldn't get the airway, and so then they called me. I ran down, got the airway right away. Just know, depending on what you're going for, whether you have time to pee or not, but basically you pee any chance you get, and you only drink a certain amount of water your entire shift because you are afraid that you're gonna have to pee at some point. The longest I ever had to hold my pee was like for a 6-hour case, and it is what it is, and your body just holds it. And if you've been on shift for that long, you've either already peed a bunch or you're already dehydrated, and then eventually there's shift change so someone comes in. Now in my normal life, I forget that I have to pee and hold my pee all day.